welcome you to Argentina for the FIBA Under-18 Americup. Day 3 of Group B play rolls along as the USA basketball Under-18 national team looks to start the week 3-0 as they take on the Under-18 squad from Brazil. Great to have you with us with Michael Cerroti, Chris Sylvester, our entire crew. The Americans, after a bit of a slugfest, 88-66 in the first game on Monday against the host Argentina. They were near perfect yesterday. How about a 96-point victory for Team USA as they took care of Belize 150-54. You get to look at the starting lineup. No changes, no surprise. Tommy Lloyd, we saw him on the bench chuckling with his assistant coaches yesterday. USA couldn't have put on a better day 2 performance. What do you look forward to in this one, Michael?
Well, Chris, it's a rematch of the 2022 Americup Championship, and the U.S. won that one 102-60. If the Americans can play anything like they did yesterday against Belize, I would expect an outcome similar to that. They got off to a 23-0 start and won it 150-54. As for Brazil, they had a bounce-back win yesterday against Argentina, 74-66, after a 4-point loss to Belize the day prior. They have not been shooting the ball well, under 25% portions, 3 of 16 against Argentina as we get a look at their starting 5.
Yeah, their starting 5 led by Enrico Borio. He's a 28 recruit. He's got a handful of Division I offers, plays at North Broward Preparatory School in Florida. He hit a double-double last time out, 16 points, 12 rebounds in that bounce-back victory yesterday over Argentina. This was a team that scored 102 points in a loss to Belize, allowed 106 to the Belize national team, and what, as we mentioned yesterday, many of the international basketball pundits pegged the biggest win in Belize basketball history. Rodrigo Carlos is the head coach, the club head coach for the Corinthians in Brazil, and this is a good roster mix of Brazilian natives. We've got some that attend school in Mexico, Italy, and some from America. Well, so a very diverse Brazil roster. Patrick Perna led the way with 21 points against Argentina yesterday. And we'll see if this Brazil team can keep Team USA in the half court. Michael, we saw the Americans run up and down the floor and just beat the Belize national team down in transition. It seemed like every other possession yesterday.
Team USA wants to get out and run. They control the pace really well, and that's what they'll be looking to do today against Brazil. It's the guard play that led them to that dominant win over Belize. They get out and run. Even in their half-court offense, they like to slip by defenders and use their speed to their advantage.
Michael Brown has provided some good outside shooting for Team USA. 7 triples through the first 2 games. Darius Acuff Jr. led the way in the point column for Team USA, the team-high points. And Monday's victory over Argentina followed that up with 23 points, dished out 5 assists yesterday. Many tuned in, excited to see what Acuff and some of these other top prospects in the 24 and 25 recruiting classes can do as they play Game 3, 3 days in a row. We'll see if any type of fatigue sets into luxury for Team USA. They've got so much depth. They played everybody that dressed each of the first 2 games here, and we expect the same today from Tommy Lloyd's bunch as they look for a perfect sweep through Group B play.
The Dominican Republic.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
Dominican Republic did it over in Group A. They beat Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Canada. Now USA looking to do it in Group B.
Jacobson wins the jump ball against Ferreira, and underway from Argentina. Team USA got off to a crazy start yesterday. They've got an open look from long range. Trey McKinney can't connect, and the Americans much different start to this game tonight as they go one and done on their first possession. Brazil shot 42% from the field yesterday, just 3 of 17 from the long line in an 8-point victory over Argentina. Fadeaway jump shot rolls on in, and something Belize couldn't do yesterday. It's Brazil with an early lead over USA as McKinney misses another long-range shot. So consecutive misses to open things up for the Americans. Matthias Vasquez, the first points of the game for Brazil. 6'5" guard, wears 14 for the Brazilians, who's been in double figures first 2 games. Shot clock down to 5. That's Enrico Borio offline as the offensive rebound is snagged inside a couple of times, and a foul called on Jacobson. That's Gabriel Ferreira down there. He had 12 points, 9 rebounds on Monday against Belize. And Michael, a Team USA group, 45 offensive rebounds yesterday. Brazil setting the early tone that the offensive glass isn't going to be as kind tonight.
Well, Brazil has won the rebounding battle in both of their 2 games, and despite the loss, they had 30 offensive rebounds against Belize. USA will have to get a little more aggressive on the glass, especially Jacobson down there.
Ferreira knocks down the first of 2 free throws. A 6'9" center from the NBA Academy in Mexico, 18-year-old. Born in February 2006, and gets both free throws to go. It's a 4-0 start for Rodrigo Carlos and Brazil.
Kamenia tried to poke that off the rim, got there just late. We'll see if USA can draw something up offensively.
Americup has been the big-time scorer for USA. He'll feed it. That's Kamenia from long range, and the Americans have opened nothing for 3 from distance. Shot it really well from the outside yesterday, 11 of 27, but they did struggle from out there against Argentina to the tune of 2 of 22 from the perimeter on Monday. Almost take away the entry pass, instead a spin, and Jacobson there to alter the shot as he's whistled for his 2nd foul already. So the 7'3" center headed to Purdue has picked up a couple of quick fouls as Tommy Lloyd looks at the depth he has and decides what to do here in the opening minutes.
Jacobson has to be careful. All he really has to do is stand with his hands up. He has such a big height advantage on these Brazil players. He has to use it by sticking his hands straight in the air and not committing any fouls.
Well, Brazil has the first 5 points of the game as Gabriel Ferreira hits another free throw. Consecutive foul line trips for the 6'9" center, and a perfect 4 for 4 at the stripe. A 6-0 start for Brazil. Team USA has opened nothing for 3 from the field. They've missed all 3 attempts from the 3-point line. McKinney's missed his first 2, and this one wiggles out. A steady diet of 3-pointers in the early going, and still nothing in the point column with 2 minutes off the clock for Team USA.
You wonder if McKinney will stop taking those shots. That's 3 left-wing threes he's taken and missed.
Enrico Borio, he's been the focal point for Brazil. On a bounce, it's Ferreira attacking the big fella, and this time Jacobson got a piece of it.
Nice job by Jacobson standing his ground.
Americup into Kamenia, and he misses a pretty good look. So the first 2-point attempt does not go for Team USA. And they have been shut out the first 2.5 minutes here. That's poked and kept under control by Nolan Junior Kem for Brazil. Junior Kem off balanced with the jump shot, had to hoist it up late in the clock. Here comes USA. And a foul call. So finally an opportunity at some points for the Americans. Going to take them almost 3 minutes as they work to the foul line for the first time in this game. And here they are with numbers and getting a good look underneath. Hard foul over the top committed by Matthias Vasquez. And sending Nick Kamenia, the 6'7" forward, 4-star recruit from the class of 2025, and still nothing in the point column as he misfires on the first free throw.
Good things happen for Team USA when they get out and run, and Nick Kamenia was one of the guys that really did it in transition yesterday.
Well, there's the first point for the Americans at 7:07 in the first quarter. Kamenia has grabbed 8 rebounds in each of the first 2 games here in Argentina. Team USA still without a field goal. Shot clock into single digits. Contested jump shot off the heel, and a whistle, foul called. So Brazil doing an excellent job of getting to the free throw line as Kamenia picks that one up. And it's Matthias Vasquez, a 6'5" guard from Real Betis Baloncesto in Spain. And Team USA some early reinforcements as the Duke commit Patrick Dongba comes off the bench early for Tommy Lloyd. And Jacobson in a bit of foul trouble in these opening minutes. Finally a free throw miss from the Brazilians as Vasquez can't connect. 13 points against Argentina, had a dozen against Belize.
Good news for USA. The first foul against Jacobson was switched to go against Darius Acuff.
Well, that is a big break for the Americans. Jacobson one less foul than what we had thought, as Kamenia gets an open look from the corner and buries the three. He's got all 4 points for Team USA. The first field goal took him about 3.5 minutes to scratch that column, and USA called for another foul. Well, this is much different than what we saw yesterday. I think it was 21-0 USA about this juncture of the first quarter. And Brazil, they've done a nice job slowing down the tempo, and they have gotten Team USA into their half-court offense, something we didn't see much from Belize's defense yesterday.
Brazil controlling the glass right now, 7-2 in the rebounding column.
Open jump shot rims off for Nolan Jr. Kem. Another second effort as Brazil grabs another rebound off the offensive glass. Matthias Monteiro from the outside. First triple for Brazil. They go up 6.
At 5'9", Monteiro not afraid of the moment.
Open look from the corner. Shelton Henderson can't connect. And a foul on Brazil as they tried to box out the 6'11" Patrick Dongba. Well, we know USA has a size advantage. The team height average for Brazil just over 6'4". Americans feature the 7'3" Daniel Jacobson, the 6'11" Patrick Dongba, and the 6'9" Merez Johnson Jr., among others. Brown passes up. It's Acuff on the baseline as it pops out. Ricochets right back to him. Acuff misses again, and Kamenia, who's been all over the glass early, will earn his second first-quarter trip to the free throw line.
Great interior defense by Enrico Borio. He had a block and then intimidated.
Nick Kamenia, who visited Gonzaga last October, hasn't revealed much about frontrunners in his current recruiting process. Still letting those things play out. Harvard Westlake High School in Southern California. A terrific program down there. And he's now got all 5 for USA.
On the other side, Vasquez, who averages 12.5 through 2 games, has to go to the bench with his second foul.
Key guys, key starters on both sides with a little bit of first quarter foul trouble. 10-6 Brazil. Double team inside and fluttered right through. So past the double team, Enrico Borio. He's the captain here for Brazil. Stretches that lead back to 6. Kamenia out of the shot fake, drives into the paint through the contact, flips it up, missed it. Putback won't go. Henderson, it's good, plus the foul.
Shelton Henderson. That's how you do it down low, boxing out his man, and there, not the second effort, but the third effort.
Well, more of that for Team USA. Somebody other than Kamenia hits the scoring column in this first quarter. Shelton Henderson, 14 points, 6 rebounds off the bench yesterday. The 4-star prospect from Bel Air, Texas, providing an early thump off the bench for Tommy Lloyd in this game.
And if Henderson can make a free throw, it'll be 2 possessions in a row that USA gets third chance points, their 6th offensive rebound.
Does not connect on the free throw, but Henderson gets it back and flutters it home. A 4-point trip for Shelton Henderson. 2-point lead for Brazil at the halfway point of our first quarter. Borio hands off. A shot fake from the outside. Nolan Jr. Kem weaving his way into the paint, flips up the floater, and it settles in.
Junior Kem averaging 14 a game. High arcing floater.
6'2" guard had 19 points on Monday against Belize. Open look from up top. Rattles off. Team USA has only hit one triple in this first quarter after knocking down 11 as a team yesterday. They trail by 4. Inauspicious start for the heavy favorites. Junior Kem trying to get back to his spot. Whips it to the corner. It's saved in. Ferreira has his pocket picked underneath. Switching hands, and it's no good.
That's a
Ariane
tough
Reed
shot.
off the bench.
Pedro Pastre doing a nice job defensively, standing his ground and not giving Reed an easy look.
Patrick Perna's been quiet early as the free throw line jump shot bounces off. USA Henderson double teamed, has it taken away and thrown off of Henderson. Terrific heads up play, and Rico Borio will get the ball back to Brazil.
Borio headed to Jacksonville next year. He's fired up early.
And Tommy Lloyd wants to talk things over. So the Americans, who won by 96 points in their second game yesterday, getting humbled in this first quarter so far. 3:42 left on the clock. As you get a look at the early numbers, USA has been held to 3 of 16 from the field, just 1 of 6 from the outside. Meanwhile, Brazil 4 for 9. What have you seen that's led to this 4-point lead for Brazil with 3:42 left in the first quarter?
The defense has been really impressive early. Yesterday, USA was getting any shot they wanted at will, and Brazil is making nothing come easy. Defensively standing their ground, making the Americans pass the ball around. They're not finding the shot they want.
Team USA will look to pick up its efficiency. Shot near 60% from the field yesterday. Nolan Jr. Kem has had some impressive finishes. An off-balance southpaw flip in this first quarter, and Brazil, they've led by as many as 6. They'll have the basketball out of this timeout with a 14-10 advantage. And we'll see if the defense can start to lock up for USA. Borio hands off. This is Pedro Pastre inside. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. A stick back. And give him one on the house. Gustavo Gamaris off the bench. The 6'9" center from Riviera Preparatory School in the United States with a chance at 3 against Team USA.
Guimaraes had 6 points and 6 rebounds last night. He's the number 31 center in America, according to ESPN. Offers from Albany, Drexel, and Stetson.
6 points, 6 rebounds last time out. And the free throw pops off. Tongba does a nice job to make sure it didn't roll in at the last moment. So this matches Brazil's largest lead of the first quarter. Mikel Brown has been conspicuously quiet, as has Acuff. Henderson lays it up top. Brown finds Kamenya on a bounce inside. He'll get it back. He'll fire a 3. Off the front rim. Henderson tried to tap it home. Out it comes to Kamenya. He'll take it inside. Brown, baseline jump shot is on target. So Mikel Brown has been a force from the outside with 7 triples through the Americans' first 2 games here in the Americup. Gets his first points inside the arc today.
Brown was finally able to avoid the face guarding that Brazil is putting on him and Acuff.
4-point lead for Brazil. This is Junior Kem with another off-balanced attempt. One and done goes Brazil. The Americans have numbers. Acuff through the contact, couldn't finish it.
Second layup in transition that has just fallen off the rim for Team USA in the first quarter.
There is Acuff, 22 points and 23 points through the first 2 games, but has been held scoreless almost 8 minutes into this one. Brazil has continued to make things difficult for the Americans as they try and score the basketball. Speaking of scoring the basketball, there's Patrick Perna. 21 points against Argentina. His first of the opening quarter. Much needed triple for Team USA, and it's Americup from the outside.
Americup second in this Americup with 22.5 points per game. He's shooting the ball at a 60% clip.
Darius Americup, five-star prospect from IMG Academy by way of the Motor City. And it's a three-point game with 90 seconds left in the quarter. Time winding down. Enrico Borio had to hoist it up, and it's off the right side of the glass. USA could tie with a triple. Michael Brown lets it fly for the tie. Off the front rim. Henderson puts it back. Soft touch for Shelton Henderson. He's got 6 off the bench.
Nobody there to box out Henderson. Good awareness that the shot went up, and he was in the right spot at the right time.
1 point lead, and it will stay that way as the junior chem jump shot rolls off, but last touched by USA, and the second effort upcoming for Brazil. Here's the open jump shot, and had a few of those red, white, and blue jerseys in the vicinity, just couldn't snag the loose ball as Americup takes a seat. Jasper Johnson, who had 8 points, 5 assists yesterday, is in the game. Was not an out-of-bounds situation, rather a foul. As Camaris is at the free throw line, had the and one earlier in the quarter. And the Brazil team, Michael, that got to the foul line just 19 times against Argentina yesterday, they have made that an emphasis in this first quarter against USA.
And they're doing a nice job attacking the big guys that the Americans have, not being afraid of the size disadvantage.
USA has not led. They can do so with a three. Instead, they find Henderson inside, and before the flush, a foul on Patrick Dongba. No basket. Brazil basketball. And the contact away from Henderson, and the dunk does not count.
Dongba got tied up with Guimarães there and just unaware of where he was on the floor, taking him down on the way. And this is where USA is very comfortable in the full court press. It was very effective against Belize.
They have not forced turnovers at as high of a clip as they did yesterday. Brazil's done a nice job taking it back. Patrick Perna, we know he can heat up in a hurry. Shot clock down to 5. Off-balanced attempt. Missed badly by Pastre. Team USA, 5 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock. Right-hand teardrop rolls off. Tap back won't go. And a foul called on the attempt from Michael Brown. So Brown, who wiggled out of the shot fake there. Contact right after he released the push shot. And he'll have a chance to pull USA even with 22 seconds left in the quarter. First name is Christopher, but he goes by Michael from Overtime Elite. Class of 2025 recruit, hails from Orlando, Florida. And a 4-star prospect. He has visited Alabama, Ole Miss, and Central Florida.
Number 2 point guard in his class behind only Darius Americup.
Both of them sharing the backcourt on this under-18 team. It has been an absolute treat to watch. 19's on the board. USA has pulled even. Here's that full court pressure. Brazil trying to get past it, and they just do as they feed it inside as it's whipped out to the corner, and the open three missed, saved in, but last touched along the baseline by Perez Johnson Jr., who had 15 points and 15 rebounds against Belize yesterday. So 7.7, shot clock is off. Baylor Dos Santos with 2, with 1. Has to get it up and never did. Terrific defense. Merez Johnson Jr. had him blanketed into the final moments of the quarter. And what was a rocky start for Team USA. They trailed by as many as 6. The first quarter ends in a 19-19 tie with the start of the second next. For the technical difficulties as we pick things up a minute into the second quarter, and that is the first lead for Team USA, courtesy of a Jasper John corner pocket 3. So the Americans struggling from the field in the first quarter, but knocking one down from the outside. They lead 22-21 after trailing by as many as 6 in the opening 10 minutes. That's offline. Taken back inside, and time runs. That shot never hit the rim, and it's a shot clock turnover for Brazil.
Great job defensively by USA. Still struggling on the glass compared to what they've done in their first 2 games, but not allowing an easy shot after multiple offensive rebounds for Brazil.
22-21, McKinney steps inside the arc, and he's on target. Well, the shot's starting to fall for Team USA. Trey McKinney missed a couple of long-range attempts in the opening quarter, but able to step in, get a little bit closer, and put the Americans up 3.
Missed 3 straight triples from the left wing. All he needed was 1 step in, and USA starting to get an offensive rhythm.
Gustavo Gameri spins inside, flips it up off balance. That was a difficult shot.
Really tough shot. Good defense by Gongba, but better offense by Guimarães.
Hey, Trey McKinney is starting to find it. A 6'4", 2025 recruit from St. Mary's Prep with back-to-back mid-range makes for USA. 26-23. McKinney had 8 points, 4 assists in the laugher over Belize yesterday. 3-ball on target from the outside. Brazil has pulled even. And it's Enrico Borio with his first triple. Mania given space across the floor. McKinney's got the hot hand. Walled off on the baseline. Up top, Johnson for 3. It's good. Jasper Johnson's second triple of the quarter. And the Americans are heating up.
He knew that was going in the second he released it. Started running back on defense.
29-25. Lead stretched to 4 for USA. Bounce pass. Open lane to the bucket. And look out below. A two-hand rim rocker for Guimarães. He's been effective. 7 points to lead Brazil. Romania misses from long range. (29-27). It's been a good one so far in the finale of Group B play. Long rebound chased down by McKinney. Michael Brown sneaks inside, powers it up, and draws a foul. And Brown welcomed the contact there. Guimarães picks up the personal, and Brown headed to the free throw stripe for 2 more.
The first whistle in a few minutes comes on a hard foul. Brown not afraid of the contact, but a little too much. Guimarães just taking him down.
Guimarães headed to the Vasquez back in there as Brown rolls in the first of 2 free throws. Daniel Jacobson, who wasn't much of a factor in that first quarter, back on the floor for Tommy Lloyd.
Brown had an efficient day yesterday. 19 points on 7 of 8 from the field and 5 of 6 from deep as he heads to the bench.
So Brown takes a seat. Team USA counters with Darion Reed, the Alabama commit, one of the 2024 guys on this Americup under-18 roster. 31-27 as that's nearly taken away by Jasper Johnson as he pokes it out. 5:59 on the second quarter clock. Vasquez working on Jacobson, out to the corner. And a foul called. It's on Jasper Johnson, who was trying to box out Nolan Jr. Kem and whistled for the over-the-back foul.
Junior Kem just got in front of Johnson and a little over-aggressive trying to poke away that rebound.
Vasquez will take Jacobson one-on-one. Misses the jump shot over the outstretched arms of the 7'3" Purdue-bound center. McKinney sneaks it. Reed takes it and missed it. As it's poked out, last touched by Matthias Vasquez. So another chance for Team USA after a couple of misses. (14) on the shot clock as Acuff triggers in. Mid-post Reed. McKinney with the shot clock into single digits. Fade away, baseline shot. Bounces out, but Jacobson's there to tap it in. First points for Daniel Jacobson on the offensive glass. USA has built a 6-point lead, and the timeout taken by Brazil.
The Americans finding some offense here in the second quarter, and they have flipped. Lead has now turned into a 6-point USA lead.
So Jacobson, who had 8 points, a couple of blocks yesterday, gets into the scoring column with 5 and change on the second quarter clock. Hey, Michael, what has changed in this game? Brazil led the entirety of that first quarter by as many as 6. USA only +4 on the glass, which is a big drop-off from where they've been in comparison to their opponents' rebounding totals the first 2 games. But the Americans, they look much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Well, they're finding where they want to go with the ball now. They're slowing down. They were rushing shots in the first quarter. Yesterday, they didn't have to worry about rushing shots because they had a wide open layup almost every possession down the floor. Now, they're working it into the middle of the floor and finding open kickouts.
So 33-27, the advantage for Team USA. 96-point victory against Belize yesterday. You knew it wouldn't be as easy for the Americans in this one, but they are starting to let it fly and connect from the outside. Jasper Johnson from way out there. One of two triples that he's knocked down, and Trey McKinney set him up for it a few possessions ago. So Brazil will try and get it across against the full court pressure. Running out of time, and a backcourt violation. So that full court pressure was so effective for the Americans in their first two games. And they force a turnover here out of the timeout.
The 8-second violation, most of these high school players used to having 10 seconds to get it across.
Johnson looking for a third triple of the quarter. Jacobson tried to bat it out right to Darion Reed and give him one on the house. Darion Reed on the offensive glass. He's got a putback and a free throw coming.
Reed with his first points of the game. Taking on contact and finishing through it.
A Crimson Tide is already enrolled in Tuscaloosa. As Vasquez picks up his third foul, and just like that, Team USA has taken a 9-point lead as they force another takeaway. Or almost another takeaway. They'll say McKinney had touched it last. And it leaves Brazil with 21 on the shot clock. They are starting to have trouble with this American full court pressure.
They got it over easily the first two times the U.S. showed that press, but now having issues.
Junior Kemp had it altered by the 7-3 Jacobson. Team USA, a 5-on-4. McKinney drives and scores off the window. Trey McKinney having a huge second quarter, and USA goes up double figures for the first time. 6 points for McKinney, and he's done it all inside the arc. 38-27. Enrico Borio, tough jump shot with a hand in his face. Long rebound, sets up an open three, and it bounces off. Here comes McKinney racing into the forecourt. Almost lost his dribble. Reed whips it to the corner for Jasper Johnson. And he's short on the three, but last touched by Brazil.
USA spreading out the floor really well here in the second quarter and finding open teammates for good looks.
Inside of 4 minutes on the first half clock, 38-27. Americup finds Johnson down the baseline, on a bounce underneath, blocked from behind. Reed gets it back, and a jump ball is called with 9/10 of a second on the shot clock for USA.
Great defense down there by Gabriel Ferreira.
Possession arrow points the way of the Americans. Johnson has to catch and shoot at the buzzer. Off the heel, Jacobson juggles the offensive rebound and had it altered on the way back up. Americup gets it, and it's finally tapped in by McKinney. Maybe Jacobson. There were two hands there as the ball went through the net. Nonetheless, more second, third chance points for USA. And Brazil, they can feel this thing getting away from them. They trail by a baker's dozen. They take a second timeout.
Looked like Jacobson got his hand on that one right over McKinney's. But the U.S. starting to figure things out, and they're doing most of it in the paint.
Yeah, Jacobson and McKinney were both there, but 7-3 center appeared to have got his fingertips on that latest putback bucket. So we get an updated look at these numbers, and this was a margin that was only 4 at the previous timeout. USA has ballooned the rebounding advantage tonight.
Yeah, it started 8-2 in favor of Brazil, but the USA starting to use their size and box out the defense, doing a nice job, especially on the offensive end, with multiple third chance looks.
Team USA starting to get more opportunities on the fast break. They have outscored Brazil 10-0 in that category, and here were a couple of those fast break points on what's been a big scoring second quarter for Trey McKinney, who hasn't settled for the outside shots like we saw in the first quarter and has been more efficient here in the second.
McKinney up to 6 points. USA had 54 fast break points yesterday against Belize, and like you said, starting to get more looks out in transition.
See if Enrico Borio can help this Brazil team get back on track before the expiration of this first half. 40-27, Team USA on top. The score was 19 apiece heading into the quarter. Nolan Jr. Kemp knocks down the triple from the corner.
Exactly what Brazil has to do. USA brought out a diamond defense, but Brazil attacked the middle and found an open look with a kick out.
Jasper Johnson sets his feet and responds from long range. So Johnson finding his touch from the outside. USA, they get those 3 points back very quickly. 3 trays for Jasper Johnson in this second quarter. Rolling to the rim, and Gabriel Ferreira picks up a foul. He'll head to the free throw stripe for a couple. Attention, and got big fella some space and earns himself a pair of free throws. McKinney picks up his second foul of the first half.
Ferreira had 12 points and 9 rebounds to open the Americup against Belize. He did not attempt a shot against Argentina, already with 4 today.
A 1-for-2 trip at the free throw line to trim the deficit to a dozen. Americup races ahead. Tried to get it to Reed. Pass offline, and here comes Brazil with numbers, and they throw it away. Well, Brazil had a 4-on-3 and trying to find a shooter camping out in the corner. It's not a good pass from Patrick Perna, who's been quiet in this first half after a 21-point outing yesterday. 5th turnover for Brazil.
Perna averaging 16.5 points per game off the bench. He has 4 in the first half. And yeah, that was just not a good pass. His eyes were not where his target was.
USA by a dozen. It has been a strong second quarter for the Americans. Americup weaves inside. Missed the initial look. Gets it back. Has it knocked away. Whips it out to Brown. To the corner. McKinney offline. Couple good looks for Team USA, but an empty trip.
Make it 0 for 4 from distance for McKinney, but doing a nice job inside. He just has to get back to what he's been doing well today.
Enrico Borio takes it down the baseline, reverse altered by the big fella Jacobson. He chases down the loose ball for USA. Brown, arcing pass into the front court. McKinney attacks and misses the layup, but a foul called as Jacobson flies in out of nowhere to grab the second chance again.
McKinney, he was asking for a goaltending call from the referees without realizing you can knock it off the rim, and it goes back to Brazil.
And the foul on Team USA.
Or did they give him the goaltending? It might have hit the backboard.
You're right. I think they did, because they just plopped 2 in the point column for the Americans. So that will count for Trey McKinney. Give him another 2-point field goal in this second quarter.
And he vied for the goaltending call, and he got it.
Fadeaway jump shot. And that's a good-looking stroke from Patrick Perna, who's trying to heat up down the stretch of this first half. Amenya into Jacobson, and the turnaround hook shot settles in. That is textbook post play from the 7-3 Purdue-bound Daniel Jacobson, who got in underneath the restricted area, and all he had to do was turn and flick it in.
Jacobson slides his feet very well for 7'3".
Foul called on USA on the drive to the basket.
And Tommy Lloyd described Daniel Jacobson as not soft when we talked to him last week. Showing it there, getting an easy 2 down low.
This is Perna going high off the glass. Layup won't go. Brown skips it. Acuff lets it fly. Yes, sir! Darius Acuff hits his first triple. And it's all Team USA in the second quarter.
Acuff struggled early. Now 1 for 8 from the field. But the USA entire team struggled early, and now they have found it up by 17.
And they have outscored Brazil by 17 in the quarter. Jacobson got a piece of the attempt. Couple seconds separate the big clock and the small clock, and that feels like a frustration foul committed on Trey McKinney by Matthias Montero. It has just gotten away from Brazil as the USA shooting has found its rhythm.
Sure has found its rhythm. The Americans starting to get better looks and not rushing into any bad shots.
17-point lead, and they can hold for the final attempt of the quarter. Acuff picked up by Patrick Perna. He dances around. Jacobson high to set the pick. Acuff finds Jamena from long range. Off the heel. Taken by Brazil. 2 seconds left. A heave at the horn. Wide left from Nolan Jr. Khem. And after things were all tied at the end of one quarter, USA back in gold medal form. They outscore Brazil by 17 in the second and take a 50-33 lead to the break. We'll step aside, come on back, preview the second half up next.
Liga Sudamericana de Baloncesto Femenino, edición 2024 desde Asunción, Paraguay. Salto inicial, y a jugar. Prueba de 3 y triple. Directamente desde la capital de la República del Paraguay.
Conoceremos a un nuevo campeón.
Nicaragua haciendo historia.
The fourth meeting in the finals of the Americup. We go. Ball game. The passion, the emotion of international basketball. How do you not love it? The Americup.
Say
Salto inicial. Ya jugar. Prueba de 3 y triple. Directamente desde la capital de la República del Paraguay.
Conoceremos a un nuevo campeón.
Nicaragua haciendo historia.
The fourth meeting in the finals of the Americup. Off we go. Ball game. The passion, the emotion. International basketball. How do you not love it? The Americup.
All right, we welcome you back to Argentina, the U18 FIBA Americup team USA. It was a troublesome first quarter for the Americans. Brazil led by as many as 6. The score was tied 19-19 after the first 10 minutes, but Michael, a different Team USA team, it felt like, took the floor in the second quarter, and now the Americans kind of back in familiar territory, up 17 at the break as we embark on the final 2 quarters here on day 3.
Team USA started sharing the wealth. 7 players have at least 6 points, and now they're plus 11 on the glass. They started down 8-2 in that category, but the Americans starting to get back to what they did yesterday. Not quite a 96-point victory, but they'll take being up 17 at halftime.
Yeah, no question about that. Shelton Henderson provided a spark when the spark was needed off the bench in the first quarter. Trey McKinney, Michael Brown, and Jasper Johnson's outside shooting, along with Daniel Jacobson's defense and putback ability around the rim. Tommy Lloyd, not as many smiles as we saw from the Arizona and U18 American coach as yesterday, but this is a Team USA team hopeful that they can show more of what we saw in that second quarter.
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd was all smiles yesterday, but it was hard not to be if you were a USA fan. I mean, 150-54. That was a thrashing of Belize. A slow start, but a lot more to smile about there in the second quarter.
No question about it. We'll see if Team USA can keep the pressure on Brazil as they lead by 17 out of the break. Brazil did not have much success from the three-point line as they continue their perimeter shooting struggles from last night, just 3 of 17 against Argentina. They try to go around Jacobson here as Guimaraes misses the shot. Americup for 3. Off the heel, Jacobson taps it, and it's recovered by Nolan Jr. Kemp.
Jacobson is so intimidating, averaging 3.5 blocks through 2 games. Already has 2 here today.
Baseline drive, pocket pass, almost taken away by McKinney. And he lost the handle on it. 7 on the shot clock for Brazil after it was poked out. Time winding down. Saved in, put up. Jacobson got a piece of it.
Montero had an open look, but passed up on it.
McKinney walled off underneath, double teamed. Out to Kamenya, he plays it back to McKinney. And the right-hand push shot. First point to the third quarter. And Trey McKinney has found his comfort inside the arc. He's now got 10 points and 5 of 6 on 2-point attempts. Jacobson gets a piece of it. Junior Kem met at the rim. And that's last touched by Brazil.
Make it 4 rejections for Daniel Jacobson. Moving right to left to swat this one back. Already above his average in this tournament, allowing Junior Kem no space.
52-33, 19-point lead for USA. Did not get their first lead until 9 minutes left in that first half. Nolan Jr. Kem, 19 points on Monday against Belize, trying to keep Brazil in it. McKinney's open from long range. Has not had success on the 3-point shot in this game as he misses another. (52-35). Matthias Montero with a crossover to the corner. He finds Nolan Jr. Kem, and he's got the high hand to start the third for Brazil.
The lefty averaged 7 points per game in the U16 America's Championship, keeping Brazil in it here with 8 points.
Kamenya passed up on the open look. McKinney does not and misses again.
0 for 5 from deep. Trey McKinney, he's had it going from inside the arc, but can't find his shooting stroke today.
Brazil trying to inch closer. They trail by 15, and That would have led to an open three. Instead, Enrico Borio wisely decided not to touch it as it was deflected out by USA. Montero with 5 to shoot. Across the floor. Borio has to hoist and misses. Here comes Michael Brown. Ahead to Darius Acuff. From the corner, that's Hamenya on target with his second three. So he has not been shy in letting it fly from out there. 6 attempts, his second make, and it's 55-37 USA. Free throw line shot, missed by Borio. McKinney on a pull-up. Boy, he's been money inside the arc. A friendly bounce for Trey McKinney on the elbow jumper.
The U.S. getting every shot they want since the start of the second quarter, make it a 20-point lead.
Largest of the game for USA. They won by 96 points yesterday. Nolan Jr. Kemp to the baseline. Outside, Dos Santos misses from long range, but a second effort for Brazil. That's a deep three, and it's good. Matthias Montero hits his second, and that was from long range. McKinney, the mid-range maestro, doesn't get that one to go, but the 7-3 Jacobson, there's just no boxing this guy out. Couple of tap backs, and the second one drops through.
Reaching above everyone. Daniel Jacobson makes it 6 rebounds on the day with those two and the putback tap.
Nolan Jr. Kemp resets with 5 to shoot. Picked up by Acuff, gets by him. Off balance, Jacobson was there to alter the shot. USA with numbers. Corner pop, Michael Brown. And it's up over the backboard, out of bounds.
Brown 0 for 2 from deep today. He started yesterday 3 of 3, and he was 5 of 6 from deep for the game.
Just a ridiculous second and third quarter effort put on by Team USA after the Americans couldn't find much continuity on the offensive end in the first quarter. (59-40) the advantage for Team USA. Brazil make things interesting with 4.5 left in the third. Dongba with some nice defense. He forces the turnover. Jasper Johnson on a pull-up pop. And a foul away from the basketball. Patrick Dongba got knocked down, and the foul on Brazil.
Three-point shooting has been a struggle for Team USA throughout this entire tournament. 7 of 25 today. They were 2 of 22. Against Argentina, as we've mentioned, and despite winning by 96, they were 11 of 27 yesterday.
That's juggled and taken away by Brazil, a rare U.S. turnover. They haven't committed many miscues on the offensive end with giving away the basketball in this one. Matthias Montero, shot clock into single digits. Defense has been so tough on Brazil these last 2 quarters. Nolan Jr. Kemp found a seam, lost the handle. Hamenya on the move and drops the right-hand hammer.
Nick Kamania not afraid of the moment, going up top for the jam.
The lead is 21 for USA as Brazil wants to talk things over. We saw a lot of this yesterday against Belize. Hamenya who got USA started in that first quarter, goes top floor for the finish.
Into double figures with the rim rattler over the defender.
That was impressive from the 2025 forward from Southern California, Studio City, Harvard Westlake High School. In this conversation here for Brazil, Michael, how do you stop the bleeding and just find a couple of stretches where you can piece together stops and buckets?
Try to get this game back into your own pace if you're Brazil. That's what was working so well in the first quarter, taking every shot you wanted and not allowing USA to get out and run. The transition points have started to rack up for the American squad.
So you look at some of those updated numbers and the shooting percentages kind of closer to what we saw yesterday from Team USA, and well, Brazil has found a little bit on the outside from Matthias Monteiro. That three-point shooting just hasn't been as effective as it was even in a loss on Monday against Belize when they knocked down 10 of them, albeit in 41 attempts. 61-40 to count inside of 4 minutes on the third quarter clock. Right-hand layup off the glass and in. And a bucket for Brazil out of the timeout. It's Monteiro with his first two-pointer of the quarter. Dongba gets inside and has his first second-half bucket. (63-42). Patrick Perna draws two defenders and draws a foul with 7 on the shot clock.
Matthias Monteiro has gone into takeover mode for Brazil as we get another look at this foul. Over-aggressive from Gongba. Monteiro has been the main facilitator for Brazil in this Americup, but starting to do it, scoring.
Jasper Johnson tried to catch the outlet pass. Instead, it's taken away by Brazil. 63-42 inside of 3 minutes in the third quarter. Spears picks up Monteiro. And another foul called. Matthias Vasquez trying to sneak around Nick Kamenya. And free throws are on the way for Brazil. Team USA, they have been dominant in this under-18 Americup. 10-time gold medal winners in this event. And they've won the last 6 titles, have not come up short since 2008 when Argentina won it.
And Brazil, on the other hand, 7 overall medals. Tied for second with Canada. Silver last year, they lost to USA by 42 in the championship.
20-point lead, 2:30 left in this third period. Kamenya, high post, has his pocket picked. Monteiro the steal. The hit ahead and the layup for Patrick Perna.
The first fast break points of the game for Brazil.
Acuff going strong baseline, and looked like João Neves, who hadn't played in the first 2 days, got a piece of it. So getting an opportunity off the bench. Neves, who's just 15 years old, rejected the shot from Acuff. Kamenya. That bounces off.
Neves born in 2008. You feel old now, Chris?
I feel old when I get out of bed every morning. 63-45. Final 150 of the third. Alley-oop and executed. That's Vasquez with a soft touch.
Vasquez
Brazil,
averaging...
they're finding that continuity again.
And it's Vasquez. He's averaging 12.5 a game. He came off the bench in game 1 and has started the last 2. And here come the Brazilians cutting the lead down to 16. And a nice stop that time.
Yeah, trying to have a strong close to this third quarter where they figured some things out on this end. Monteiro, extra pass, There's the youngster, and he's good from long range. The 15-year-old from the outside. Just a 13-point game here as Dongba catches the lob and the foul called on the floor. Now, how about the energy that he's brought off the bench?
He played for the U15 and U16 Brazilian squads, and now here playing 3 years up at the U18 level at just 15 years old. And the struggles are back for USA as Brazil has found offense.
$63-50 as Team USA gets an easy look at the bucket. That's Darion Reed's first third quarter points.
That'll work, finding a 5-star recruit wide open down low.
Reed had an and one bucket in the first half. That is a long two, and Pedro Pastre comes up short. Here comes a cup, alley-oop. Not quite executed off the pass as Reed hits the deck in a crowd. He rolls it out to Johnson across the floor. Acuff fires a three. Front rimmed it. Dongba taps it skyward. Johnson recovers. Out to Fears. One more pass. Johnson, long range, on target. Jasper Johnson has been money from long range. And got a discussion about a foul underneath. Looks like they will count the three, but the foul call will go against USA after the bucket.
A deep right wing triple from Jasper Johnson, now 4 of 7 on the game from distance.
68-50, the 18-point lead for Team USA in the final moments of the third. Patrick Perna with contact away from the basketball and a foul on USA. Patrick Dongba getting physical in the final moments of the third.
Well, that's the 5th on Dongba.
Oh, Dongba in some foul trouble. Final moments of the quarter. Across the floor, Patrick Perna with the extra pass, and that misses everything from the 15-year-old Neves. He had a nice stretch, but it's Team USA in control. 18-point lead for the Americans after 3. Team USA trying to start a perfect 3-0 in the FIBA U18 Americup. And up comfortably 68-50 over Brazil as we start the fourth with Michael Cerroti, Chris Sylvester, our entire crew. 96-point win for the Americans yesterday. Hasn't been as easy in this game, but they've really figured things out since that first quarter as Darion Reed lifts the lid off the fourth quarter points.
Going into the second quarter, tied 19-19. The U.S. started sharing the ball and finding better looks.
There's a steal. Merez Johnson Jr., Darion Reed, back-to-back buckets. So a couple of good looks at the rim for the Alabama-bound Darion Reed from Grovetown, Georgia. He scored double figures first two games and flirting with double figures early in the fourth of this one.
He makes it 23 points in transition for USA.
72-50, and a reach-in foul called on Merez Johnson Jr.
Another
Maybe
look at it.
A different Johnson, Jasper Johnson. And the reach-in foul, Merez Johnson Jr. was also in the vicinity, so second on Jasper Johnson. Merez Johnson Jr., one of the 2024 guys headed to Illinois, as the left-hand layup too strong from Patrick Perna. And a reach-in foul on Nevis as he got his hand caught in the cookie jar with Michael Brown bringing the ball up the floor. (72-50), 22-point lead for USA. Reed with back-to-back buckets to open the fourth. Johnson plays it back to Reed. He fires a three, misses everything, and Merez Johnson Jr. saves it in, but time runs out on the shot clock.
This game looking very similar to the United States' first game against Argentina. They've never been in real trouble down the stretch of giving up the lead, but still not in total control of it.
72-50. That's Perna through traffic and drawing a foul. So Patrick Perna, who's been held in check by the Americans' defense in this game, will have a chance to bring Brazil just a little bit closer, down 22, just shy of the 8-minute mark in this fourth quarter.
Henderson and Johnson both a little bit late to slide over. Too much contact down there.
First foul on Merez Johnson Jr., who saw a lot of time down the stretch when Team USA was flirting with a 100-point lead against Belize. 150-54 was the final score yesterday. And it was against a Belize team that beat this Brazil bunch 106-102 on Monday. It was such an emotional win for Belize, and you can't help but feel like it was a bit of a trap game for their team, hoping to rebound against Argentina later on tonight.
Just a shootout in that Belize-Brazil matchup.
That is last touched by Merez Johnson Jr. as USA turns it over for a second straight possession. So the 6'9" forward from Harvey, Illinois, with Patrick Dongba in foul trouble and Jacobson on the bench. Tallest guy on the floor for USA as they try and pull away for good. Up 20 inside of 8 minutes left.
That was just the 8th turnover of the game for US. They've done a nice job taking care of the basketball.
And another foul away from the basketball. Looks like Henderson may have picked that one up. Instead, it's on Johnson. So Jasper picks up his third. And another quick foul call. This one's on Darion Reed. So USA trying to stay aggressive defensively, but in some early fourth quarter foul trouble.
Johnson and Reed now both with 3. And Gongba on the bench has 4.
(72-52). Pocket pass sets up the open baseline J. A little too strong from Matthias Vasquez. Michael Brown to the corner. Shelton Henderson misses. Perez Johnson Jr. on the offensive glass and gets hacked on the way up. He's headed to the free throw line for 2. Neves picks up his second foul. And Jasper Johnson to the bench. Darius Acuff back on the floor for Tommy Lloyd. Perez Johnson Jr. and Jeremiah Fierce headed to Illinois, a team that had a great run in March Madness a couple of months ago. And these are 2 guys that the Illini are going to rely on heavily to try and replicate some of the lost production from this past year's squad.
Johnson yesterday, 15 points, 15 rebounds, and 3 blocks, doing it all against Belize. But really for the U.S., who didn't do it all in a 96-point victory.
America shot close to 60% from the field in that game. Time winding down on the shot clock. Dos Santos misses. Second effort on the offensive glass for Brazil. Nolan Jr. Kemp around the high screen. Fadeaway jump shot. Rebounded by Perez Johnson Jr. Alley-oop. Shelton Henderson thunders it through off the feed from Darius Acuff Jr.
Acuff keeping his eyes up from past the 3-point line, and Henderson soaring in for the jam.
A little showtime for Team USA as they grow the lead to 23. Perna loses the handle. Michael Brown into the front court. Darion Reed off the window and in. That might be the early dagger with 6:15 left. Team USA adds 2 more to the lead as you get a look at another alley-oop from Acuff to Henderson.
Look at that feed. Darius Acuff, eyes on the basket at all times. Henderson never stopped his run.
Impressive stretch put together by Team USA. Their largest lead of the game, up 25 over Brazil with 6:15 left. Brazil has split its first 2 games in danger of falling to 1-2 in Group B play. And well, we talked about the depth that Tommy Lloyd had on this team. He's done a nice job spreading out the minutes. And Team USA plus 14 in bench points so far in this game.
34 looks like a small number compared to yesterday's 89, but the depth you described sums up this USA team really well. They play really well together, and they have a lot of guys up and down the roster that can fill up the stat sheet.
Yeah, no question about it.
And with a 25-point lead, USA is also plus 25 in fast break points, 2 of them there coming from Reed.
An impressive showing after the score was tied at the conclusion of the first quarter. It has been all USA, all second, third, and early portions of this fourth. 6 minutes left on the fourth quarter clock. Late in the possession for Brazil, it's poked out. And it leaves Brazil with just 1.1 on the timer as Henderson poked it away. The trigger in. Taylor Dos Santos misses. Long rebound ricochets to Zion Lima Sampaio. He had not played the first 2 games. Brazil emptying out its bench in a 25-point game in the fourth quarter.
Dos Santos had 15 points in the first game against Belize, did not score against Argentina, and has not scored today.
Brazil will need him to be a factor moving forward as Reed can't connect on the turnaround. A lot of the offense has been run through Darion Reed in this fourth. Team USA brings the double team. Merez Johnson Jr. races ahead and crushes it through.
Clear the lane for the big fella, taking it himself. And the U.S. starting to pour it on, up 27.
His first field goal. There's a corner try. Nevis misfires. Here comes Acuff. He'll feed Merez Johnson Jr. Got it swatted away. Darion Reed gets it back. Missed again. Acuff grabs the loose ball and teardrops it home. Another timeout taken by Brazil as the USA keeps on delivering haymakers in this fourth quarter.
25 offensive rebounds now for the U.S., and they're turning it into second points. They have 25 of those today. Dominance on the glass, and what was just a 13-point lead, now up to 29.
(81-52) after the first quarter where USA struggled to put the ball in the bucket and allowed Brazil to kind of have whatever they wanted on the offensive side when they weren't turning it over. This game has been turned on its head. 44 paint points, more than half the team total for USA. And Argentina, like you mentioned, they were never really a threat on Monday. They kept it respectable. Brazil has done that for the most part in this game, but with the depth that Tommy Lloyd has with this bunch, you just feel like a lot of these games, even if they're close early, are going to wind up here with 4:31 left.
Yeah, Brazil was staying in it for a while, but then this happened. Merez Johnson Jr., if he's out in the fast break, there's really nothing you can do to stop it. And the USA figured out what went wrong in the first quarter and adjusted.
Everybody getting a slice of the pie, so to speak, as the lead is 29, the largest it's been. Matthias Vasquez spins baseline. Walled off by 2. Vasquez gets it back. And a foul called with 2.5 on the timer.
The USA bench did not like that. It goes against Nate Ament, who has checked in for the first time today. He played 3 minutes in the game against Argentina, and that skyrocketed to 23 against Belize.
So Brazil getting a chance at some points by way of the foul line. Vasquez double-figure efforts in the first 2 games this week in Argentina. Henderson had the lob broken up. Nate Ament is in the game across the floor to Fears. He gets it away to Henderson, and he can't put it in. .40 left as the corner is turned, and that wasn't textbook, but Gabriel Ferreira scores at the rim. (81-55). Fears from the outside, misses everything. Henderson there to grab the loose ball, tried to skip it in. Acuff in a crowd, and out of control, he throws it away. Three minutes left in the fourth. Team USA keeping the intensity up on defense. Ferreira into the paint and scores off the glass.
Nice job getting inside by Ferreira, keeping Brazil alive.
Nate Ament, long range, and it goes. Nate Ament from the outside. He had 11 points yesterday. and connects on his first three-point attempt to this one.
6'8" swing player. Ament can really stretch the floor.
The lead grows near 30 for USA. As Ferreira spins but couldn't get this one to drop. It horseshoes off the iron. Fears going coast to coast and missed it off the side of the glass. Bounce pass in transition, and the layup missed. Now it's just a game of up and down the floor.
Well, this is what USA had all of yesterday, but all these layups were going down.
And Merez Johnson Jr. fouled on a shot for a second time in this fourth quarter with just a couple of minutes remaining. Hard to really knock anything for USA. Got off to the slow start in this one, kind of a slow start Monday against Argentina. But Michael, this group has been as good as advertised, if not better than people expected.
Yeah, there were a lot of doubters when this USA roster was announced, but they have silenced them throughout the past 3 days. And it'll definitely be interesting to see what this team can do in the quarterfinals and potentially after that.
84-57. Loose ball on the floor, picked up. Ferreira inside and had it knocked away. Henderson and Merez Johnson Jr. were there defensively for USA. It leaves Brazil with 7 to shoot. 1:43 left. A dominant final 3 quarters put together by Team USA, and another takeaway. Here comes Fears. He'll pass it off. Henderson missed it. Ament couldn't get it to go. Jasper Johnson collects the loose ball. Sets up Fears on a corner triple, and it rolls off.
Second steal for Jeremiah Fears. He's averaging 5 through 2 games, including 7 yesterday.
Final 70 seconds of action here from day 3 in Argentina. Another takeaway for Fears. Clear the runway as he climbs the escalator and puts the finishing touches on a USA drubbing against Brazil.
Jeremiah Fears turning defense into offense. That's what they do best. And they've been doing it throughout this Americup. And the exclamation point on this win to close out group play.
Fears just doing it defensively over and over again, as if this were a 3-point game, not a almost 30-point game. Merez Johnson Jr. double, triple teamed underneath, and he's been drawing a lot of whistles down the stretch of this fourth quarter.
With that Fears dunk, all 12 players have scored for the 3rd game in a row for USA.
+6:57. +2 to make it 88-57 on the bucket for Shelton Henderson, who joins some teammates in double figures scoring. 10 seconds separate the big clock and the small clock as we wind down in Argentina. Merez Johnson Jr. gets a piece of the attempt from Neves, and the defense was that good down the stretch for the Americans. Shot clock is dark. Fears will put it on the deck and watch the clock hit triple zeros. Team USA, another impressive showing as Tommy Lloyd's bunch pours it on down the stretch. 88-57. The Americans go undefeated through Group B play of the FIBA U18 Americup. Michael, final thoughts on this 31-point victory for the Americans to improve to a perfect 3-0.
It was a slow start for USA. They got it going early in the second quarter and never looked back. It was the defense yet again that really did it for America. 60-36 on the glass, including 27 offensive rebounds. The fast break points, 31. Brazil had just 2. It's hard to beat a team when they get out and run like America does. This team is fun to watch.
Yeah, Tommy Lloyd, a lot of smiles the last couple of days from the Team USA head coach. Final numbers, they shot 50% from the field, 9 of 32 from the long line, and held Brazil to just 35% from the floor and south of 30% from the three-point line. 60 rebounds for the Americans. They were plus 10 in the assist category and had 5 more steals than the Brazilians, who closed Group B play with the 1-2 record. So Team USA 3-0 here in Argentina. Stay tuned to FIBA, and we'll keep you updated on the upcoming games for Team USA, and hopefully be back with you Sunday for the gold medal round. Now for Michael Cerroti and our entire crew, I'm Chris Sylvester saying so long from Argentina, where Team USA improves to 3-0. They've got 6 points to lead Group B after day 3.